Hello and welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion's USF 2000 League. My name's Mark and joining me in the commentary booth is Steve. Steve, how you doing?
I'm great, Mark. It's fantastic to be here in sunny Florida for once, going round and round in circles.
Indeed, and by the time this video goes out, only to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope in 2024 you get more race wins than black flags.
Yeah, definitely. Plenty of cautions around here, so keep your noses clean and, like I say, makes Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from me too.
Indeed. So, yeah, we are at our first oval round of the season. And yeah, in previous seasons, oval rounds have been rather chaotic, with quite a lot of time spent under caution. And yeah, I get the feeling that today is going to be no exception.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mark. These tend to throw up cautions left, right and centre. We get a few laps under green flag conditions, and then all of a sudden the yellow flags keep coming along. And as we can see from the Drivers' Championship, we've got Alex Murphy in first position with 129 points, followed by Stephen Greening, Stephen Maxwell, Ben Chalcraft, Oliver Ettridge, Michael Messenger, Joe Malarin, Mike Murphy, Mark Zeff and Eric Pusey in 10th with 49 points there. And following on from that, we've got 11th Gavin Kelly on 47 points, Chris Forrester, Gareth Winslade, Don Parker, Brian Suzuki, Steve Ange, Pavel Kuzmarek, Steve Pepper, James Pepper and Mark Innes in 20th with 5 points. And following on from that, we have the 21st, which is Ross Luckhurst, Chris White, Rich Meisters, Jason Weaver and Slade Bees, with the last to be scoring a point. Then we have Afonso Aguiar, Chase Small, Russell Bright, Tom Minot and Kenneth Olive, all with 0 points at present. I think there might be another couple there. Yeah, we've got Philip Miles, Stephen McCann, Lawrence Erin Jenkins and Yuha Mannon. I don't think Yuha has actually raced yet with us, I'm 100% sure.
I'm not too sure, I don't remember. So yeah, as we wait to see, here are the Club 1500 Championship standings. Steve, why don't you take us through those?
Yeah, I will do. It's obviously it's a Pudges Racing 1-2 at the moment, with Steve Ange with 162 points and Jason Weaver. Steve Pepper in third place with Philip Miles, James Pepper, Ross Luckhurst, Slade Bees and Rich Meisters in 8th with 61 points.
Right, thanks for that, Steve.
I'll let you go through the team championships.
Sure thing. We've got the Anti-Wizard Society on top with 236 points, absolutely thrashing the Wizards teams. Followed in second by Risky Racing Blue, Minardi Sim Sport rounding out the top 3. Risky Racing Orange in 4th, followed by Stupid Aguri, and a few other teams rounding out the rest of the top 10, who obviously aren't scoring high enough points to be in the top 5. So then in 11th we've got Extric Racing, Shelby America in 12th, Cool Camel Silver, Pudges Racing, Cool Camel Guinness, MMPR and Track Limit Racing in 17th.
Yeah, we've got plenty of drivers here. We go at Paul Sitters. We've got Ryan Suzuki and for Club 1500 Steve Ange. So they're the Paul Sitters for their respective splits at the moment.
Now, yeah, I think Pudges Racing could run very well here, given that both of their drivers are very frequent racers over in the Oval Division.
Definitely.
But yeah, why don't you take us through the grid, Steve?
Of course, grid walk is Ryan Suzuki on pole, Stephen Maxwell, followed by Chase Small, Chris White, Tom Minot, Joe Malarin and Russell Bright. We've then got Afonso Aguiar in P8 with Gavin Kelly P9 and Gareth Winslade bringing up the top 10. 11th we have Eric Pusey and we have Don Parker in 12. 13th is Pavel Kuzmarek along with Steve Ange, obviously pole sitter for Club 1500. We have Oliver Ettridge and Kenneth Olive. 17th Ben Chalcraft and we've got 18th Chris Forrester, followed by 19 Mark Zeff and Philip Miles, James Pepper and Ross Luckhurst in the Cool Camel Guinness, followed by Steve Pepper and Rich Meisters in 24th with Slade Bees in 25th, bringing up the rear.
Right, thanks for that, Steve. And yeah, as we sit behind the safety car, waiting for the green flag. As we see, the pace car is now into the pits. And we are racing at USA International Speedway. It's a great start from that McLaren, just sweeping around the outside. Great start there for Chris White, but Ryan Dazewski keeps the lead. And yeah, Chris White straight up into second. Stephen Maxwell starting to drop down the order slightly. There's Gareth Winslade, who's in 9th position. There's some shuffling around behind. Steve Angie has kept the lead in the Club 1500, and we've already got a meatball flag for Chris Forrester for too much damage. That is a shame. He looks to have made his way back to the pits. I'm not sure who else was involved in that.
I think
But
it
as we
was
go
Philip
3
Miles.
wide, it may well have been. We have 3 wide there. Kenneth Olive, Eric Pusey, and that's Gavin Kelly, and they're still 3 wide. And that's Oliver Ettridge up the inside, looking to make it 4 wide. And they are still in. Well, they're still like 3, 4, 5 wide, Steve. This is madness.
Yeah, I mean, such a tight little oval as well. To get 4 and 5 wide round here is some going.
It certainly is, yeah. As we see, we've got Gavin Kelly just knocking on the outside of the top 10 alongside Dom Parker.
I think the drivers have settled into 2 main groups at the moment.
Yes, we now seem to have a very distinctive inside line and outside line. Of course, this being an oval, the inside line will always stay the inside line. There's no right turning to be done here. Well, if you are turning right, you're probably not going to be turning right for very long, because you'll find yourself in a wall very quickly.
Definitely.
I have to admit, Steve, we are 6 laps in now, and we're yet to have a yellow flag. Of course, commentator's curse. I am now expecting a yellow flag out any minute now.
Yeah, we're approaching an LOA oval record here for USF.
I think we are, yes. As we see, these cars don't... Well, these drivers don't necessarily feel that afraid of wheel banging, even wheel banging between teammates, as... There we go, commentator's curse.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what's caused this actually. I didn't see anything in the background, so obviously it's further back in the pack.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a replay and we'll be able to see what happened. But yes, it's incredibly unfortunate for the drivers involved. Steve Angie there involved and has dropped right to the back from the lead.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
And here we go.
Just the back end away.
It.
Yeah.
And looked like he tagged Mark Zeff as well. Looks unfortunate. But luckily there doesn't seem to be too much damage, so he's got up to the back of the pack. And we're still under caution, so... Tell you what, Steve. Do you want to hear a nice fun fact? We always like these on oval races.
I love fun facts, especially on a day like this. Yeah, go ahead.
Tell you what, I'll give you a 2 for 1. So, fun fact number 1. Did you know that USA International, 1,207 metres long, which means that you can fit 759 Yuki Tsunodas around USA International, head to toe.
He gets everywhere.
I know. So that's fun fact number 1. Fun fact number 2, if you do lie 759 Yuki Tsunodas head to toe, you will have far too much time on your hands. Get a life.
Very true, very true. And I was doing a little bit of research on this track. I actually read that it was 75 miles long. What a wally!
I think there's a decimal point in there.
It was 0.75. Yeah. I thought that was going to be a long lap.
Indeed. I thought Nürburgring was long.
Not half. Yeah. Yes, I didn't realise that this track has actually moved. It was demolished in I think 2012, and it's actually a parking lot. So yeah, it's a good job where they moved it. So we've got this fantastic little oval to sprint round.
I mean, it's certainly a parking lot at the moment. The drivers don't seem to be going anywhere that quickly.
It's very true.
But hopefully the pace car will come in fairly soon. We have all the drivers now at the back of the pack. I think that was Steve Angie who got the lucky dog. So yeah.
So
I expect to see the safety car in hopefully this lap.
You would hope so.
Yeah,
There's not much change at the front.
Time.
Yeah, not much change at the front. Ryan Suzuki still in the lead. Obviously with Chris White, Chase Small, and then
saw
Stephen
that
Maxwell.
Sorry, Steve. We saw that amazing start from White, and there we go. There's the green flag, and Suzuki has got a nice gap already into the first corner.
Yeah, he's made a nice little break there. Don Parker passing on the inside. He's got a drive-through penalty.
Oh, that's a shame for Parker.
So easy to do as well.
It is. It certainly is. As we see a bit of action in the background, I think that was Mark Zeff and Rich Meesters, the two cool camel drivers, going wheel to wheel. Up close to the front though, there is Tuomalainen trying to get past Tom Minot. There was a notable absence from the grid this race is Alex Murphy, who was fighting Tuomalainen for the title last season. And yeah, he's doing very well in the championship this year, and Tur, strangely, is rather further down the order than we're used to seeing him. So Tur will be hoping for a good round to try and claw back some points.
Yeah, it's been quite a quiet championship so far for Tur. It's been very surprising to see him down in the lower reaches of the race in the final grids.
Indeed, yeah. So we've got Kenneth Olive now under pressure from Ben Chalcroft, while simultaneously trying to overtake Gavin Kelly. Starting to get a little bit of a train forming behind Gareth Winslade, but having said that, Winslade's only 6/10 off second off of Russell Bright, so it's all so tight here. And tell you what, Steve, we're more than halfway through the race already.
Look, a gaggle of camels.
There is a gaggle. Tell you what, what's the collective noun for camels?
I have no idea. We'll have to. If you know the answer, put it in the comments below.
Is it a madhouse? A madhouse of camels? As there we go. There's our second caution. We'll see what's happened. There is a Club 1500 driver going slowly. Well, I say going slowly, not moving at all.
Yeah,
that is
looks
James
like
Pepper.
James. Yeah, James Pepper has gone from the lead of Club 1500.
Maybe there's a curse that's been put on the leaders of Club 1500. It was first Angie, and now Pepper.
Yeah, it would look so.
So hopefully we'll get a replay of what happened. As we see Ryan Suzuki heading the field, now tucked up safely behind the pace car. As we wait for the field to catch up. We have the two Extric racing cars in 7th and 8th. Here we go, here's a replay of what happened. That's Pepper, just loses it on his own, and very nearly takes out all three of his teammates, but
yeah.
luckily they managed to avoid him.
Yeah, no damage. My apologies,
yeah,
Mark.
No
I'm
damage.
just going to say, no damage for James there, so he should be able to recover fairly quickly.
I was going to say, it looked like a carbon copy of Steve Angie's accident.
It did, yeah. That back end just seemed to come round, and once it started to slowly move towards the front, there's no stopping it really. You just you're at its beck and call really until it stops. He did well to stop in a place where he wasn't going to get hit though, which was good. give other drivers a chance to skip around him.
Indeed. And, yeah, right, so Don Parker's got the lucky dog. And I can see that he's just about catching up to the tail end of the field now. So, yeah, well, I think it might be time for another Yuki Tsunoda related fact.
Good old Yuki. Go on.
So, Steve, did you know that the banking... Oh, gosh, we're under green flag as well.
Save the Yuki fact. Save the Yuki fact for next one.
I'll save the Yuki Tsunoda fact. So, yeah, gosh, that sort of caught us all by surprise a little bit. So, Ryan Dazuski from Chris White, from Chris Small, from Stephen Maxwell up at the front. Sorry, Chase Small, not Chris Small. So yeah, no change up the front. We've still got Tom Minot defending hard from Tuamalarin. Tuamalarin trying to go around the outside. Little wiggle from Minot. Will Malarin be able to go all the way around the outside? That's going to be tough. But it looks as if he's holding it there. Still got the 2X Racing duo behind him. Tell you what, Malarin's edging closer and closer to being able to do exactly that and tuck in ahead of Tom Minot. So well done to Malarin getting that place. As we see now, Stephen Maxwell is all over the back of Chase Small. Top two have got a little bit of a gap. And that's a meatball for Pepper, unfortunately. So that's another incident. And another caution. So here we go, let's see what happened. Pepper again.
Into the wall.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's so easy to do in the pack, especially in these cars. You just lose all downforce when behind another car.
Yeah, it just drifted wide and he had nowhere to go. He was a complete passenger once he'd hit the wall.
Definitely, yeah. So, tell you what, my Yuki Tsunoda related fact. I'm glad I saved it, Steve.
It didn't take long to get around to it, did it?
No, although I'll have to admit, this one is not my best Yuki Tsunoda fact.
Go on.
But anyway, did you know the banking at USA International is 14 degrees, which is exactly the same level of banking that you would get if Yuki Tsunoda were to bend over to 14 degrees? Like I said, it's not my best fact, but...
I wonder if Lando Norris could do it better.
I implore you to find where the error is in that fact. All of my facts are 100% accurate, even if they are no good.
We need some new facts, don't we? We really need some new facts. Answers on a postcard.
Tell you what, I do actually have another fun fact. And again, it's Yuki Tsunoda related. So, did you know that USA International Speedway opened in 1995 and Yuki Tsunoda was not born then?
Not born? Excellent. When was Yuki born?
He was born in 2000.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I'm afraid my facts... I started with the best and they're all just going very much downhill from here.
Helter Skelter, I think.
And tell you what, we've not even got to the end of race 1 yet. I've still got race 2 to get through with all these awful facts. And I'll tell you what, Steve, they just get worse and worse.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound good.
So, right, we are still under caution. Not as quick as the second caution. But all the drivers are now onto the back of the pack. The safety car has come into the pits. There's the green flag. We are racing once again at USA International. Ryan Dazuski with nowhere near as good a start as he has previously. Chris White looks to go right around the outside. And we've got contact immediately as Tuamalarin tags the back of Stephen Maxwell. There was another car involved in that as well. I think it was Tom Minot. Parker's got a meatball. I saw a couple of penalties there for James Pepper for pit lane related incidents. Slade Beast has got a meatball flag, and what happened there? Oh, that was just 3 into 1. Do not go. Ooh, and that was
the second incident behind.
I think that was Slade Beast losing it and spinning into Parker.
Yeah.
And just to rub salt in the wound, Pepper, who's got another penalty for entering the pit lane when closed. So yeah, that's really not ideal for him.
No, I mean, when drivers are mainly road racers, it's really difficult, or can be really difficult, learning the rules and regulations of oval racing. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you can put it down to an experience, really.
Indeed.
It just seems to get worse for James at the moment. There's another 12-second penalty hold for passing under yellow as well.
So yeah, I think it's safe to assume that with just 45 seconds left, if we do get going again, it won't be for very long.
No, I think it could even be green-white checker.
It could well be. And if it is green-white checker, that would mean that all of these positions are now set in stone. No passing allowed under the safety car, obviously.
Ooh, that was close.
It certainly was, yeah. Not quite sure. Oh, we are going to get one flying lap. So, as Ryan Dozowski makes a decent enough start. We're too wide. That's Gavin Kelly on the inside. Kenneth Olive trying to go around the outside, but he's not going to be able to get that move done. Will we get any more positions changing before the checkered flag? That's Aguirre to the inside of Kenneth Olive, and Aguirre gets that position. And Mark Zeff is looking to the inside of Pavel Kuzmarek. But I think they might run out of time. He's got one corner left to do it. Eric Pusey's also there, trying to get any last places. And no, looks like the door has been firmly shut in Zeff's face. We are seemingly still racing, even though the time has gone down to 0. I'm not quite sure why. But nonetheless, we've got Oliver Eptridge now on the inside of Ben Shalcroft, tucked up right behind Winslade. Winslade with a bit of clear air ahead of him, almost going 3 wide as they approach turn 3 and 4. And that's Eptridge still on the inside of Shalcroft. Will he be able to get the move finished? He's edging ahead, but not quite ahead enough to shut the door. And we're still racing.
Still racing.
I don't know what's happening. And there's another caution. So that's Mark Zeff and Pavel Kuzmarek. And oh, that's Zeff just into the back of Kuzmarek. And that's another cool cam involved.
That's Steve Pepper.
Steve Pepper.
Yep.
Oh, what a shame. Again from the lead. And
there's nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
There was another car involved with that, along with Stephen Maxwell. It was a dark livery. I'm not sure if that was Rich Meesters.
I'm not sure it was Rich or whether it was Ross. I think it might have been Rich, because Rich Meesters was right behind Steve Pepper when they came round for that last lap.
So, after all that drama, and I'm still not entirely sure how much more of the race we've got left to go, because the time has clicked down to 0. I'm not quite sure why we're still racing, but we are still racing.
We've done 3 or 4 laps after the timer went down to 0.
Indeed. And having said that, Steve Pepper is still showing up in 15th and leading Club 1500.
Yeah, but he was actually on top of Mark Zeff's car for quite some time after virtually the whole field had passed him. So I think that'll update as they go past the start finish and complete this lap.
Alright, we're back racing again. And yeah, let's see if the timing screens can sort themselves out. We are with 3 wide almost immediately. That's Afonso Aguiar and Kelly and Olive. And Mark Zeff now getting involved with Pavel Kuzmarek, and they're round again. And into the wall. And that's a drive-through for Steve Maxwell. And that one will be going to the stewards. And yep, there we go. So we've got... And there's the checkered flag coming out. So we have Philip Miles, after all of that. He's in the lead of Club 1500. Ryan Tazewski, commanding win from start to finish. He got pole and never looked like he was giving that up. And there we go, another replay of the incident.
Yep,
Oh
so
my
the
word,
results,
Steve, that was
frightening.
mental.
Frightening. Yeah, so results for the first race, or first heat of today's race, is Ryan Tazewski with 50 points and win. Chris White and Chase Small bringing up the last position on the podium, followed by Russell Bright, Tom Minot, Gareth Winslade. I apologise, it's going so quickly. 11th, Kenneth Olive, Eric Pusey, Tom Malarin, Philip Miles, Rich Meesters, Steve Angie, Steve Pepper, Ross Luckhurst, Slade Bees and Stephen Maxwell. And then we have Pavel Kuzmarek, Mark Zeff, Chris Forrester, Don Parker, and in last place after his penalties is James Pepper.
Right, thanks for that, Steve. So, while we wait for the cars to grid up for the second race, did you want to hear another fun Yuki Tsunoda related fact?
Go on.
So the top 15 drivers in today's race have all scored more points in that race than Yuki Tsunoda did.
Oh, looking at that Club 1500 points there, we've got Philip Miles now on 51 points. Oh, and we're into race 2.
Yep, there we go. And just confirmation of the grid once again. After the reverse grid, we've got Oliver Ettridge on reverse grid pole, followed by Ben Chalcroft, Gareth Winslade, Tom Minot in P4, Russell Bright P5, Chase Small in 6th, Chris White in 7th, and our round 1 winner Ryan Tazewski in P8. Afonso Aguiar P9, followed by Kelly in P10, Olive in P11, Eric Pusey in P12, alongside Chumala in P13. Philip Miles, the Club 1500 winner, is on pole for Club 1500 in P14. Rich Meesters directly behind, and Steve Angie, after that drama in round 1, third on the grid for round 2. Steve Pepper and Ross Luckhurst, Slade Bees and Stephen Maxwell round out the top 20. Pavel Kuzmarek in 21st, Mark Zeff in P22, Chris Forrester in P23, Parker in 24th, and James Pepper in P25.
It'll be interesting to see how Dom goes through the pack from the back. So
Indeed, he's certainly handy round an oval race, is Dom. Well, he's handy round pretty much any racetrack.
Oh, in goes the safety car.
Indeed, and we wait for Ettridge to bring us round to green. There's the green flag, and away they go. That was a poor start for, I think that's Russell Bright. No, sorry, Winslade in 4th. Oliver Ettridge has retained his lead though. Ben Chalcroft all over the back of him. But Winslade looks like he will be losing out. We've got Minot in 3rd, Small in 4th, although they are side by side. Expect that to change any minute. And in fact, there we go. Small now up to 3rd with the fastest lap of the race so far. And it looks like he's going to go straight up to 2nd up the inside of Chalcroft as well. That's a brilliant move by him. Maxwell's in a camel sandwich momentarily before backing out of it. We've got, oh, that looks like our first incident of the day. Philip Miles, the Club 1500 winner from round 1, is around. Pepper, unfortunately, has been involved in that with a meatball already. Race 2 obviously not going any better than race 1 did. And we got our first caution. Stephen Maxwell also involved in that. Let's have a look at what happened. So that was Pepper going around. Looked like he was rather forcibly encouraged to turn around. And there's the incident between Miles and Kelly involved in that as well. And oh dear, there is Maxwell getting involved in that as well. And here we have the drivers entering closed pits, getting penalties. Steve Pepper with a penalty for passing under the yellow. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a mess, unfortunately. Blimey, what drama to start the race.
Yeah, we've got obviously an incident there between Pepper and Maxwell on report, so we'll that'll go to the stewards. We'll find out later on what's happened with that.
Indeed, I think, yeah, we will let you know when we hear about that. It is currently sat with the stewards. If we get a decision, we will let you know. So why don't we just run through the top 8 or so quickly. So we've got Ettridge retaining the lead. Small had a brilliant start, he's up to 2nd. Chalcroft 3rd, Minot 4th. Winslade dropped a position down to 5th. He's now side by side with his teammate Russell Bright. Chris White and Afonso Aguiar round out the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a strong showing so far with Chase Small and Tom Minot. 2 drivers that have not come across up until this race. I'm presuming they are Oval Division drivers or just people that have found us and joined us, which is great to know. Obviously, race 2 there, racing incident between Maxwell and Pepper, so that's confirmed that.
Indeed it is. So yeah, there will be no penalty for that. Pace car is in the pits. Oliver Ettridge has got an absolutely storming start there. I think
very clever as well for Oliver there, because he's hugging the top of the track, and that stops people from making a dive down the inside to overtake in the first lap.
Indeed, and as we saw, Pepper, his luck, well, if he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck, let's be honest. He's got a penalty for passing under, or passing on the inside. Worth pointing out to those of you who are new to oval racing that at the starts and at restarts you are allowed to pass anyone you like as long as you pass them on the right, on the outside. So unfortunately there, James did pass someone on the inside, which is an instant penalty. That's why Steve was saying how smart it was from Oliver Ettridge sticking to that right hand side, sticking right up against the wall, making sure that no one can pass you on the outside. Of course, once you get to the checkered flag line, the start finish line, then it's a free for all. You can pass whoever you like, wherever you like.
That's it. I was just going to say Chase Small with the fastest lap of the day.
Indeed, we'll keep an eye on that, and again with another fastest lap. Looking down at Club 1500, we've got Steve Angie leading quite a bit from Rich Meesters. So yeah, Steve Angie, after a race 1 to forget, he's having a race 2 to remember. Brilliant drive from him. Top 2 now overall starting to break away, but Chase Small is not letting this one go. He's still right behind Oliver Ettridge, but then there's a bit of a gap back to Ben Chalcroft. Small there with another fast lap, but back here we've got a nice battle between the 2 teammates, Meesters and Luckhurst. Pavel Kuzmarek getting involved as well, trying to go right round the outside of Luckhurst. And I don't think he's going to make that one work. And there is Zef to the inside of Piercy. Piercy, can he hang it around the outside? Yes, he can. Nowhere for Zef to go there. And here we've got two teammates fighting. That's Malarin and Aguirre. There we have Kelly tucked up behind Pavel Kuzmarak. There we go, just in front of them, the two Cool Camel Guinness teams with their matching liveries.
We've got to make sure it's the Guinness 0.0 though.
It is indeed, yep, Guinness 0.0, no alcohol there. I'm not suggesting anyone drink and drive, but if you are, make sure it's a low alcohol beer. Well, I definitely don't recommend drinking and driving anything, to be honest, because you might spill it. So, Pavel Kuzmarak still tucked up behind Rich Meesters. Now, they are in different classes, so Luckhurst, who's actually got ahead of Meesters and all that, Luckhurst and Meesters are in Club 1500, the others around them are not. With Steve Angie now in the Club 1500, got a few cars between him and his nearest rival, so he'll be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I'll be hoping that the cautions stay away this time.
Yes.
That's Pavel Kuzmarak going slowly.
He is. Not quite sure why. I didn't see an incident or anything involving him, but let's wait and see. Oh, who's that going very sideways in the background? I think that was that Tazewski? A nice gaggle of cars here. So that's the two extra racing. So we've got Winslade and Bright, followed closely by White and Malarin. And that's Stephen Maxwell a lap down. That's what I'm getting confused. Maxwell, even though he is a lap down, he will not want to be losing too much time, because one caution and a lucky dog, and he'll be right back in this fight. So yeah, he's certainly not just going to roll over and let everyone leave. And just like magic, there is our pace car. So we've got Pavel Kuzmarak was involved in that. Not quite sure who else was. There we go. So we've got Philip Miles and Slade Bees, and there's
Pavel,
the incident for Kuzmarak.
There's a contact with Pavel spinning round and going into the wall, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ooh, just nowhere to go.
At such high closing speeds that, unfortunately, incidents like that are always bound to happen. So, yep, there is our incident report. That has been referred to the stewards. And, as always, if we find out what the outcome of that is, we will let you know. Lucky Dog has been awarded to Stephen Maxwell. So he will get to lap the entire field. He'll get the wave around. There he goes. So he will rejoin the back of the pack in 20th place.
Slade Bees
There
in
is
the pits.
Slade Bees, yeah, going very slowly. And that's a penalty for passing under yellow. Got a lot of those penalties for passing under yellow.
Yeah, I think it's as people go towards the pits. If they overlap another car, it gives them the penalty.
Yeah. So there we have confirmation that the incident has been ruled in favour of Slade Bees, and who else was involved? Because it was Philip Miles who was given the penalty. 2 points on his licence. So for those of you who aren't familiar, if you get 3 points, then you get a pit lane start at the next race. 6 points is a drive-through, 9 points is a stop and go, and 12 points is a race ban. So there we are instantly back under caution. There's Philip Miles involved again. So let's see what happened. That's Steve Pepper involved. Philip Miles doesn't have a rear wing.
Yeah, it looks like Steve Pepper's misjudged as he's overtaken and just clipped the rear wheel of Philip there.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, to be honest, from this angle, it looked almost as if it was netcode. So it looked like Pepper was clear, but anyway, that one has gone to the stewards as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that Steve will be on the radio there apologising to Philip.
I'm sure he will. He's a good guy, Steve. So, here we go. Cars all bunching up nicely for the restart, which I'm sure we'll get any minute. We've got 4 minutes left of this feature race. I think that was Pavel Kuzmarek I saw with the Lucky Dog, with the wave around. Do you want another Yuki Tsunoda related fun fact, Steve?
I would love a Yuki Tsunoda related fun fact. There we go, 3 points. My apologies, Mark, just 3 points there for Steve Pepper on his licence. So that will mean he will get a pit lane start in the next race, I believe. My apologies, go on.
Well, indeed.
Yuki Tsunoda fact.
So, did you know that there have been more Formula 1 races featuring Yuki Tsunoda than there have featuring USA International Speedway? Mainly because Formula 1 cars don't race on ovals, but still. We are racing once again at USA International Speedway.
Excuse me.
Oliver Ettridge once again with the brilliant start, and that's Ben Chalcroft trying to go around the outside of Tom Minot. Doesn't look like he'll be able to though. And that there is Winslade, who's just being shoved out and left and hung out to dry. We've got an incident behind. That's Philip Miles. That's about 3 or 4 cool camels involved in that. There's Mark Zeff with the SpongeBob helmet. There's Philip Miles. There's Eric Piercy, who's now got a meatball flag.
I think that was James in there as well. Yeah, there we go.
Yep,
as we said, James has just had an absolute terrible round.
He has indeed. It's very unfortunate. And here we go, another replay.
Oh, nowhere to go. Oh.
Yeah.
Once the track's blocked, there is nowhere to go. And at that sort of speed, it's virtually impossible to react in time. And there we go. That's.
That was Zeff just tapping the back of Lockhurst, and it was some proper camel on camel action. That was. There you go. Come for the racing, stay for the OnlyFans content.
Oh, lucky doggy Steve Pepper. So he'll be going round to catch the back of the pack. There he goes.
So we've had Pepper Senior involved in, unfortunately, quite a lot of incidents. Pepper Junior also involved in quite a few incidents with various penalties as well. We've had some camel on camel action. I think it's safe to say that I think a lot of those cool camel drivers are going to have the hump after this.
Just a little bit.
Oh, they don't get any better, do they? We're racing once again under USA International Speedway. Hopefully no more cautions will arrive, because, yeah, let's be honest, we don't want to hear any more of my awful jokes and facts. Mark Zeff has a penalty, passing under yellow. And he looks to be going quite slowly. He looks like he's about to be swamped by Kuzmarek and Forrester. Kuzmarek, of course, is 2 laps down. So, Tuamalarin in 7th place, looking to try and make it 6th if he can hang it round the outside of White. He's still there. I don't think he's going to be able to get the place, though. James Pepper has unfortunately been disqualified for not serving a black flag. So, still Ettridge leads from Small and Minot. This trio was where the fighting is at its best, though. That was Winsfade to the inside of Aguirre, who's also trying to get round to Zuski at the same time. Angie trying to go around the outside of Kelly. Angie is in the lead of Club 1500, but he's got Ross Luckhurst directly behind him on track, so he'd like to try and get past Kelly to put a car in between the two of them. Malarin has had enough of going around the outside, so he then tried the inside line, but that also didn't work. Maxwell to the inside of Luckhurst. Malarin still trying to get past White. Unable to find a way past, though. And he's going to run out of time. The checkered flag will surely be coming out soon, because the timer is once again at 0. Although, as we saw from the last race, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
I was just going to say, if it's anything to do with the first race, we had about 4 or 5 laps to complete before the checkered flag. And we're still going.
We are indeed.
You get your money's worth with this lot.
We sure do. And yeah, one thing that has just occurred to me, as we see yet another caution, that's Ross Luckhurst has crashed out of 2nd place in Club 1500. And once again, as he gets a meatball flag, once again we have cautions that decide podium positions in the Club 1500 being decided after the time has gone to nil. As we saw Steve Pepper's incident in the previous race when he was leading. That was after the timer had hit 0, so I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Yes, we see still no checkered flag. So I guess we'll just keep on racing until we see the checkered flag.
That's it. You just keep going.
Now, let's take a quick look through the order. I'm not sure if anyone's got the lucky dog, because it looks like, yep, there we go. Ettridge looks as if he's getting ready for a restart, and indeed, the pace car comes into the pits. Ettridge once again keeping that high line, that outside line, to prevent people overtaking him. And there we go, white flag looks to be out.
It is indeed.
So we'll see. Pepper has got a drive through for exceeding the instant limit.
Yeah, and he won't be able to serve that penalty neither, so that's his 3rd place gone as well.
Oh, what a nightmare. So as we see, Ettridge wins from Chase Small and Ben Chalkov. Piercy gets a post-race penalty. Philip Miles gets a post-race penalty. Here's a look at the incident between Malarin and Luckhurst. Slade Bees gets a post-race penalty. Pepper gets a post-race penalty.
Yeah.
There is complete carnage on the track. Report number 5, that was between Pepper and, I want to say Philip Miles, I think, was deemed a racing incident.
Yeah, possibly. Obviously, the results of this feature race: Oliver Estridge getting a win, Chase Small getting second, and Ben Chalcroft bringing up the last podium place. I'll try to get through them. Tom Minot, Russell Bright, Tom Malone. I can't get through them again. 11th, Chris Forrester, Kenneth Olive and Gareth Winslade, Stephen Maxwell, Afonso Aguiar, and Ryan Suzuki, Mark Zeff, Steve Pepper, Pavel Kuzminek and Ross Luckhurst. And I think we've got another 4 or 5 after that. Here we go with Eric Pusey, James Pepper, Philip Miles, Slade Bees and Don Parker. I apologise to the drivers that I didn't get through there at the beginning of the results. Must be something to do with my dusky voice.
You know what I say to that, Steve? If you want us to read your names out, then, well, just win the race, because you'll definitely get a shout out then.
Definitely. Here we go, Club 1500. We have Steve Ange with 51 points, Rich Meisters, and third place with Steve Pepper. We've got Ross Luckhurst, James Pepper, Philip Miles, and Slade Bees there in 7th.
Okay, thanks for that, Steve.
So
we should now
championships
see...
next.
Yes, overall championship
standings. Up 3 places is Ben Chalcraft, same again with Oliver Estridge, up 3 places, and down 2 places with not turning up is Alex Murphy, and Stephen Maxwell 4th, Stephen Green in 3rd, Tom Malone up 1 in 6th, Chase Small straight in there, Ryan Suzuki, Michael Messenger and Gavin Kelly up to 10th. We have Mike Murphy down to 11th, Chris White up 10 places to 12th, Mark Zeff down 4 to 13th, Russell Bright there holding position, Tom Minot in 15th, all the rest are down, Gareth Winslade, Eric Pusey, Chris Forrester, Don Parker and Steve Angie, all down places respectively. Rich Meisters up 2 places into 21st, Kenneth Olive holds position along with Afonso Aguiar, Steve Pepper down 6 places in 24th, followed by Pavel Kuzminek, James Pepper, Mark Innes down 7 places not turning up, Ross Luckhurst in 28th, Jason Weaver down 5 points and Philip Miles there. Also Slade Bees dropped 6 points to 31, Stephen McCann 32 and Lawrence Jenkins 33 and 34 is Juha Mannanen, all on 0 points. What a race.
What a race indeed. That was absolutely crazy. I didn't know what was going on for most of that, let's be honest. I mean, not that I know what's going on usually, but...
There's just championship standings there for the Club 1500. Steve Ange stays in first with 249 points, followed by Philip Miles, who's up by 2. Third place is Steve Pepper, followed by Rich Meisters up 4 places. Ross Luckhurst in 5th, and I apologise, I missed the last 3. Team championships, we've got Anti-Wizard Society, followed by Risky Racing Blue, Minardi Sim Sport, Risky Racing Orange, Track Limit Racing, X-Trick Racing up a massive 5 places there, with McLaren gaining 3. Wizards Black Sapphire in 8th place, dropping 2. Stupid Aguri down 4 places. We've got Cool Camel Gold down 4 places as well, also same. Minardi Sim Sport Green. Wizards Fire Ruby down 4 as well. Pudges Racing stays the same. Cool Camel Silver, Cool Camel Guinness and MMPR. That's all for the championships now.
Thanks for that, Steve. So, next time up. Oh, do you recognise that? The big cheese bridge. That is Road America. Next time out.
Fantastic. I look forward to that one. That's a fantastic track.
Indeed. So, thank you for watching. There are the links to all of our Discord and all of our socials. They will also be in the description. So, if you want to come and race with us, just click the link, come and say hi. So, thank you very much for watching. I've been Mark. Joining me in the commentary booth has been Steve.
Yeah, thanks very much, everybody. If you find me voice, please post it back to me. That'd be brilliant. Thank you. Everybody take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.